Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channels. In this video, we are going to learn about login page with a Spring Boot MVC. So in this video, I am going to cover a Spring Boot MVC login page. It's a very important. Sometimes interviewer ask with you, can you develop one login page in a Spring Boot MVC? So that time you have to prepare those things. So it is very important, I think. So that's why I have developed separately one login page, and next video I will develop one registration page, and then after one more things I will cover, like CRUD operation, how you can do it. So this is the future things, we don't want to discuss about it. So in this video I am going to cover login page, how you can do this login page with a Spring Boot MVC. It's a very simple way. It's not a too much difficult also. So for this I am going to use a Spring Boot. Yeah, it's mandatory. Second, I am going to use MySQL database. So I am going to store some user record in database, like user ID passport in database, and if user given this user ID and password, then only I will allow to log in, otherwise I will reject it. Second, a Spring Data JPA. A Spring Data JPA is used to communicate with our application with what? Our application database. So this is the use of JPA. So I'm going to use JPA. Not I'm going to use Hibernate. I'm not using a Spring Data JDBC. These are the two things apart from this is available. Simple JDBC. Again, you can use Hibernate. Other you can use a Spring Data JDBC. But the very simple is a Spring Data JPA. It's a very important and very simple. You can use everywhere. Okay. Thymeleaf. Thymeleaf is used to create a dynamic HTML page. Dynamic HTML page you can create with the help of Thymeleaf. So I'm going to use Thymeleaf, not JSP, because right now no one is using JSP and it's a almostly outdated of market. No one is using right now JSP. So you can use Angular, you can use React.js, and Thymeleaf is also fine. You can use it. Okay. Third is fifth is Lombok. I'm going to use Lombok tools. You can use it. And Eclipse. You have a Eclipse, you have a NetBeans, you have a STH. It's fine. You can do this. Okay. Next, I'm going to discuss how you can if you develop, how your application look like. So your application is look like this. So this is the simple login page. You can use your CSS, your designing, your effort to develop some other type of designing, but I have developed simple user login, user ID, password. If you enter user ID and password, it's a also required field. If you not enter, it's saying please enter the password, please enter the user ID, like that. And once you click the login buttons, this user ID password goes to our application. Application is fetch this based on this record from the database. If this user is available in your database, then only this user is able to log in your application. Okay. So if he have a valid credentials, user ID password is correct, then he got congratulations, login successfully. If you enter something wrong password, user ID password, then it's saying sorry, please enter the correct user ID and password. So this is the one of the mechanisms I'm going to develop in front of you. Okay guys, so let's start now. So for this I'm going to develop one application. Okay, so application is anything you can take. So I'm going to use, this is the STS. You can use Eclipse, you can use NetBeans, you can use IntelliJ, but I have two things. I have Eclipse also, I have a STS also, so I prefer STS. It's fine. Okay, go to file. If you want to create a project, you have to go to the file, new, and I am going to create a Spring Boot starter project. This is the Spring Boot project. Click on this. You have to give some data, like you are going to create a login page. Login, look, I think a Spring Boot login app. So it is look like very simple and very good the project name. So I love it to write proper project name. Okay, so you have to write in a small case only. If you write in capital letter, it's not a company standard. So you have to mention everything in a small letter and give hyphen whenever you feel like I want in separate. Okay, I'm going to use Maven, not Gradle. Okay, I'm going to use Java version 11, not 1.8. I'm going to use jar, not var. I'm going to use Java. It's definitely I'm going to use Java. So you can change the group name, because I like simple group name is good. Com.app, and also you can change, if you not change it's also fine. Okay, login app, login app, and here you can write com.app. It's a group package name, com.app. If you feel everything, just click on create, and now you have to decide what you are going to use in your project. Based on that, you have to take the dependency. So for example, I'm going to use a Spring Boot. So for a Spring Boot, I have to use a Spring Web. So I will search here a Spring Web, a Spring Web. It's required if you develop any Spring Boot MVC. Okay, so a Spring Web I have taken. Now I want to think I'm going to use MySQL. So definitely MySQL driver I want, and I am going to use a Spring Data JPA, to take JPA also. I am going to use Lombok, to take Lombok also. I'm going to use Thymeleaf, to take Thymeleaf also. I'm going to use a Spring Boot devs. It means your project is automatically compiled. You don't want to compile. Okay, so for this I'm going to use 6 dependency. 6 dependency is required to develop this project. Okay, now if you want later you can take it, otherwise no problems, you can go ahead. Click on next, click on freeze. It takes some time to create your project. If your net is good, it's create within 1 minute. Okay, and if your net is slow, maybe it take too much time. So you can see here my project is created. Now what can I do? I don't know what I have to do, but I know that I want to develop login page. That's it, I know. So okay, fine. So first I have a best practice, like I have checked if my application is running or not. Okay, it's working properly or not in my computer. So for this, write one s out and print something in console. My application is running on, or you can write like that. One more things, if your application is running on some port numbers, so it might be a problem, because don't it's running, so it's maybe occurred problem. server server.port numbers. I'm going to change server.port number 8081. It's my favorite port numbers, 8081. Every time I'm using 8081 only. So my port number is good and my application is also good. Now I have to run this application, a Spring Boot app login. I will check in my application having any problem or not. Okay, if he display, oh my god, something problem is happening, because I am using what? I am using MySQL database, but I have not given any source. Because of this he given problems. So I will give him. Okay, so I'm going to configure my MySQL database with my project. How can I do it? you have to do two things. One, first create one database in your MySQL. So go to the MySQL workbench. You can use MySQL workbench, you can use Yog, you can use anything. You have so many ways. Navcat Premium, it's also way. So actually is my database local database having a password, so I will enter my password is root. So once I will enter, it's open. So I have to create one database, but you can create your own database. I have already one database, you can see this. But for this video I'm going to create one more schema. Schema means database. Click on this. Okay, click on this. Okay, go to here and write YouTube. This is the name of our database, YouTube, and click apply and finish it. Your one YouTube database is created. Now you have to create a table, but I don't want to create a tables manually here in MySQL workbench. I have to create automatically when our application is running. Okay, that time I have to create. Okay, fine, no problem. So you have created one YouTube name database. Okay, fine. Now go to your project. Here you have to give in three things. One is your URL of your database, MySQL database. Second is user ID and password. And third is one DDL query Hibernate. It will support to create your tables automatically, give all the permissions. So for this you can use it. So you can configure MySQL database like spring.data source spring.datasource.uri. Here you can write JDBC colon MySQL colon / localhost. You have to check which port number your database is running on. So my database is running on 303 port numbers. So 3306 port numbers, and now I have to give what? I have to give the database name YouTube. That's it. Next I have to give a spring.data source.users username. So this is the username. Username is root, and password I want to spring.data rc source.password. Spring.data source.password you have to write. PASSPORD data source dot password is also root. One more things you have to write for the command, like automatically what you have to do. Automatically you want to create a table. If you not write those lines, your table is not going to create. So for this one is the one of the command like a spring.jpa dot hibernate. This one spring.jpa dot hibernate dot ddl data definition language -auto, and you have to take update. It's given three things like update. You can write create these parameters. Create, it means it's create only your tables. Create drop means it's create your every time whenever you run, it's create your tables, drop it. And non and update and validate. So better to use update. It will create one time your tables, and next time only if it is available, then store the data. If it is not available, then what happen? It's create the new tables. So this is the good. So I have taken these things. So this is the configuration part with database. Now once again I will run. Okay, once again I will run. I have given all the configurations whatever is required for connecting to the MySQL database. So I think it's running on. So you can see here our application is not given any problems. If you open the consoles, everything is fine, everything is connected, and our database is running on started. So it means this application, this project is connected with our MySQL with the help of one properties file configurations and one created database in database, MySQL database. That's it. Now what you have to do? Now you have to write so many things, like cut this properties files. Now it's not required. Your database connected with your application is connected with database. Now you have to create some package. Package is for controllers. So create one like user controller. So for I'm going to create one entity. So this is a class, and class package is .entity entity, and I'm going to mention user. So user is one of the class. In this class, this is the class, user is a class. I'm going to take here private string user ID and private string password. Now I have to make this user ID as a primary key, so make it ID. I have to use Lombok @ all are constructors, @ no are constructors, @ data. So this is the Lombok annotations you can use to generate setter, getter, to a string, hash code, equals, and also you can generate all the constructors, parameterize, non-parameterize, everything. One more thing, I'm going to use entity. So through this entity automatically it's identify this is the model class, this is the entity class. One more thing, I'm going to use table. So table is one of the annotations. Through these tables you can give the name of your table name. So for examples, my table name is users. That's it. Your model class is created. Now what you have to do? You have to create one controller to receive the control given by the end users. So for this I am going to create one controllers. So go to this place, create on this, and write here class, and class name is called user controller, user controllers. Give the some different package controllers, create it. So if you want to make this class as a controller so that your browser is able to access it, your browser is able to see this, so make it controller, CO and TRO controllers. So this is the controller class. Fine, no problems. Now I have to write one method to receive. So I will write one things, like what I have to write. Okay, for examples, public string login, I will write login methods, and login methods returns login page. I will teach you later what I am going to do, and I will annotate this method at the rate get mapping. I hope you know about this. What is the use of this? Slash, only slash, it's fine. Okay, so this application is automatically running in background. You don't want to worry about anything. If you go to browsers and if you hit here localhost 8081, you can see white table page. Something you try to send but you are unable to send it, because what happened in a Spring Boot MVC, if you use Thymeleaf in your application, this our application automatically assume it this is the one HTML file name, HTML page, but right now not available. So because of this you are getting these errors. Okay, no problems, no problems, it's fine. If JDBC template is given something, it's fine. What I'm going to do, I will create one login page HTML. So for example, you want to show one login page and this page having a user ID, password field. If you enter the user ID password, then you have a one submit buttons. Once you submit, you hit the login button, it's going to the compare in database. If database is available these users, it's saying congratulations, you are logged in successfully. This is the things I have to do. So for this we have to do lots of the things, but right now we are facing one problems, like we are unable to do it. What can I do? You have to understood very clear. You can see here it's saying error resolving template login. Template might not be exist or might not be accessed by the any of the configured templates resolver. So you have to create one template, Thymeleaf template. So go to the SRC main resources. You don't want to configure anything. Templates is accessible for publicly, so you don't want to configure to access it. It's the public file, public directory. Here you can go and just create one file. The file name is nothing but login.html, login.html, and finish it. You have created one file login.html, but in this file there is nothing. So I'm going to create something like h1 and yeah, h1 I am Prince. Okay, I have written I am Prince. Now I'm going to browsers and I will try to hit one more times. What is happened? I got the output I am Prince, because those page is available here. Okay, because of this you are able to access this. So when you hit this localhost 8081, this is our application port numbers. When you hit it, it is going to our application, our project. In the controllers, it's saying okay, you have to hit this one. Okay, fine. And if you hit it, it's saying okay, you have to return the login page. Login page is available here in templates. Automatically call these templates and you are able to see the result in your browser. I hope you understood. Okay, fine. Next, what you have to do, you have to make this login page like input field, user ID, password, like that. So how can I do it? For example, I am a backend developer, I don't know about it. How can I do it? So for this you have a bootstrap. Bootstrap provides some features, you can easy to use it. For example, I don't know anything, I know only bootstrap. So just go to your browsers, write bootstrap I will teach you like how it's simple. Go to Bootstrap, get started. Once you are started, scroll it down. You can see one starter template. This is the starter template. Go to this part, just copy this. Copy this, come to your application, remove this and paste here. You don't want to do anything. You just copy and paste it and go to your browsers, your application, and just hit it. You see this hello world. What you are doing? You are doing nothing. Okay? You are doing nothing. Okay. Now I have to do something. What I have to do? I have created one DOS type. Okay, this I required, this one I required, head I required, this is the comment, I don't want it, this is the metadata, this is the bootstrap CSS. Okay, this is the hello world title, so I will change the title, login page, hello words he given some optional things. Okay, he given so many things. Remove it. Now you see. Okay, for examples, if you remove this one also, this is the CSS link given by the bootstrap, you can use it also. So go to the bootstrap and you can see in top of what, CSS and JS. So you have already CSS, you can take JSS file. So copy this and go to your application and paste here inside the head. You can paste it. So a script is also available. Now hello world, you don't require this. You also required, maybe you have, so you can take it. So this is the normal and simple bootstrap page. Now I have to design something, I have to make something effective. How can I do it? You can do it, no problem. For examples, I want to take what? I have to take one div. I will try to express you like how can I develop a page. Okay, so this is the technique to develop a simple bootstrap application login page. How can I do? Okay, so just start now and write div. Start with div. So div is one of the tag. Inside the div you take one class container. Container. If you are not able to see, I will. Okay, div class containers. So this is the container class. Now what you have to do, you want one form. So take one form is open. Inside the form you want two fields. What those field is? Those field is called, one field is for user ID and one field for password. Okay, so inside this you can take two forms, two input field. So input field, here you can write type equal to text for user ID, and if you want to put placeholder you can put it, otherwise you can make simply like simply if you made, how can I do it, like class equal to form control, and you can use one more things like required. This is the one of the tag, but it is optional. If you not put also it's fine. One more input tag you want. Okay, so one more for the password. So type equal to password. Okay, I'm not doing anything. And before that, inside the containers you can take one h1 tag. and here you can write user login form, user login forms. So you can see, so that much I have done only. And if you go to your browsers, if you refresh it, you can see those things. Those things, it means one is the user login forms and one input field, second input fields. How can I do better? So for this you have to know about the HTML CSS, then you can do more better. Okay, fine. Now I want to make it this h1 tag is a red, so you can do like a style 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 equal to, you can take color color red, take it red. Okay, color red. You have to make form little bit small, so you can write one class labels and you can make it small, for you can write call equal to 5. So if you write like that, it will become little bit small. If you refresh it, you can see it's become login form little bit, two things. One more things you have to do. What you have to do, you have to put two labels. You have to put two labels. For one labels for this label is used inside this, you can use h5 or h6, it's fine, or h6, and here just close the label. Here you can write user ID, what user ID, and one more, take it and put it here, and you can write password. If you go to your browsers, if you refresh it, you can see user login form, user ID and password. It's look good, not bad. You can say it's look good, not bad. Okay, now you want to one more things, button. You want one more things, button. How you can do it? So for button, you can take inside the form, go to inside the forms, and you take button and open it, close it, and write here login buttons, and give the class for this login is like what you have to give. You can give like btn, it's one of the property of bootstrap, and btn hyphen success, su double success. If you write this, go to browsers and refresh it, you can see one button, but it is very close to this. So for this you can write one br here. So br is one of the tag. Through this you can break the one lines, and if you refresh it, you can see this. So this field, you can see this is the login form. This is the very simple login forms, and I hope you also understood how you can do it. It's a very simple. Okay, now I have to discuss, for examples, if I run our application, I will refresh it, so you can see this form. Once you see these forms, you have to enter your user ID, prince 123, you have to enter your password 12345. Once you click this button login, it is going to check this data from the database. If it is available, you have to shift some other page, login page, welcome page, you can see. And if it is not right, like user ID password is not valid, then you can send to the some other page, and those page is called error page. So like that I have to maintain it. Okay, good. So for this, what can I do? Tell me, what can I do? I have developed the login form, no problems, everything is fine, everything is cool. Now what I have to do, once you develop it, it's not a worry about it. You have some problems you face later, I will also discuss about it, but not right now. Okay, so you have developed this one. Now why you have to develop this one? For send the controllers, anyone given the what our project application base URL, you have to send to this page. Okay, now what we have to do, once you are going to the login page, if you go to the login page, and if you fill the user ID and password data, once you click the success button, and this button type is submit. Which type? Submit type. I have to make it submit. So this is the submit type button. If you go this, you refresh it, it's fine. Submit button type. So what will happen when you click on submit? So right now if you click submit, nothing will happen, no operation is performed, it's not calling the any API. But if you write the inside the forms, if you write something, whenever someone click on the button, whenever someone click on the button, what you have to do? For example, if someone click on the button, okay guys, so someone is click on the button submit, so you have to redirect this here in form page, and inside the forms you have to collect those data. So how you can collect it? This is the main point, main agenda you have to understood here in this Thymeleaf page, Thymeleaf template. So you have two things, th color, but this is not going to support right now. You have to write something for support. So here you have to write one more things. You have to write XML NS, XML NS equal colon th XML NS th equal to double quote. You have to give the path of Thymeleaf website. Thymeleaf Thymeleaf.org. So go to this place, copy this and come to your application and paste here. You can see https://www.thymeleaf.org. That's it. You have to give this much only. Now it's supported Thymeleaf. Now if it is supported, you can write two things. You have to take data from this input field. For this you have to write here th colon field equal to a star, and whatever you written in model class in your backend side, you have to open it and you have to write user ID. Same thing, copy this, and go to the second input th colon field and here you have to write password. Okay, password. And whenever someone click on submit button, login button, you have to perform one action, th colon action. Action, it means where you have to send this action, which page, where, which controller you are going to call through this one controllers. So for this you have to write @ open curly braces slash login users, user login, it's fine, user login. Once you give the user login, it is going to search user login controllers, and one more things, it's going to search. But one more things you have to remember, कि whatever data you fill in this input fields, you have to store in some variable. So for this you have to write th, this is the Thymeleaf concept, th colon object, this is the one of the object inside the form, object equal to, you can assign anything, write anything like dollars and users, $users. Once you do this, your form is completely valid, and once it is valid, you go to your browsers and refresh it, you see these things. Because whenever you use these things, CloudFast resources is not accessible, something is fallback, something is error is happen, because it's finding these variables, where is login ID, where is this, where is the user ID, and where is the password, where is the users, it is not available. So whenever first time your application is called this controller, that time you have to create one model, model, models, and create one user class variables, user equal to new users, and send this with model. So model dot add attribute, through this add attribute you can send users comma users, user comma users. Now your application is running on right now. Okay, go to your browsers and refresh it, you can see your form. Because whenever he called first time, this controller is received, okay, it's created one models, and this is the model of one users, and this user is the sent to this login page, and then you are receiving this login page object here, and you are saying store this field data, input field data in password, store this field data in user ID, and again if you call it, I will send here. So for example, if you fill this data, prints, and something you enter here, and if you click on login, again exception is coming, because you have not handled this. Which one? This one. I will show you. When we call this, you are not handle it, you have to handle this. So for this you have to create one more controllers. So go to your application, go to controller part, and here you have to write, one more controllers public, one more endpoint, not controllers. Yeah, one more controllers can write also, no problem, fine. A string, public string login users, and here you are going to return some page, and some page name is nothing but welcome page or home page. You can say home page. Okay, home page. And you have a error page. So for examples, if those forms is coming, so you are able to face one things. So first annotate this is the post, because you have to perform the post mapping because of security. So write here whatever you copy that place, write here. And now one more things I have missed here. In login you have to make this forms method is post. By default it's get, but you have to take it post. Okay, it's fine. Now it's fine. And once it is done, go to the controllers. You have created one error point, but whatever data is coming from the form is one of the object. You have to receive this object with the help of @model attribute user ID password. You have to receive model attribute users. User he send you. So users, you have a one object store in this place. So you are receiving in the request param a request body. In if you use the REST API, that time you are using @request body. Through this you are store the object. But in Spring MVC, Spring Boot MVC, you can use @model attribute to receive the form object, and this is the users. And then after it's copy automatically to this users, and then once you got it you can use it. So once you got it, I am going to print it. and I'm going to print like s out user dot get user ID, and s out user dot get password. That's it. I have done. Okay, now once more times I will check and I will see whatever data I have sent from our form, it's going to display here or not. Here it means I am going to see inside the controllers. This application is running on. Go to this place, refresh it. Here put it something prints 1 2 3 4 5. I am going to put here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Oh, I got exception, no problem. But if you go to the application, if you see this, what is happening? You got user ID and password here. Okay, fine. User ID, password. Now you have to check you are created home page or not. Still you are not created any home page. You are not created. Now you have to create the home page. So go to template, go to new, and click on file home.html, create it, and whatever is available in login.html, copy all those things and just paste in this. And once you paste it, whatever you not required, you have to remove it. So those things you have to remove only. So remove this form. So you can see this data is only available. Okay, and this is the not a login page, this is the home page. So change the title also, home page, and inside the container whatever you want to write, you can write it, no problem. So I am going to write congratulations, GRATU session login successfully. And if you want to change the color of this, then you can write style equal to color green. You can use green, so it's look like a little bit better. Or instead of div you can use some other thing also, but I will use div only, so it's also fine, no problem. Go to your browsers, go to your home page, again enter some password and click on login. Oh my god, you got it. Congratulations, logging successfully. You can see here. Good, but right now our application is not interact with database. I have to check it. Right now whatever passport you given, it's saying login successfully, login successfully, login successfully, but it is not a good. You have to write some proper way. You have to communicate with your database. So for this I have to write, so I'm going to write those things. So for this I have to create one more things. I have to create one repos which is going to create with our database. So for this I'm going to create one more. I'm not going to use service classes, because if I use service classes it's a little bit lengthy. So but it's a reality, you have to use, it's a good, but I'm going to handle everything inside the controllers. So I will create one repo. Inside I will maintain user repo, and I will extend this. This is the interface, not a class. User repo, it's a interface. Extend JPA repository, JPA repository, and here you can pass your entity class users, and here you can pass a string, whatever ID you have maintained, and just import it. Just import it. Okay, fine. It's fine. You have done. Now you are able to communicate to your database. Go to the controllers. Whatever data come from your form, in these forms and is stored in the users, you have to check this user is available on database or not. For this you have to create an object of what? You have to create an object of user repo, user repo, user repo. You can create it private, and here you can mention auto add, so automatically object is created. If you mention it auto add, make sure your repo is annotated with a repository. Okay, if it is mentioned a repository, good. And then after go to the controllers once again, and in this endpoint you have to call repo dot find by user ID. It's a one of the custom query, you can say, and you are going to pass here what? You are going to pass here user ID. User ID is nothing but user dot get user ID, whatever given by the your form. Okay, you have to pass here user ID. Once you pass it, this method is not available in your repository. Create this method find by user ID, and once you created, you have to return not find user ID is not return the input value, it's return users. So make it users and go to your controllers once again, and here you can store whatever user is coming. Based on that, users user data you can store here, and this is not required, you can remove it. This is not required right now, so you can remove it. This is also not required, but I have written no problems. Okay, I directly write here user dot get user ID, but I have not written, I have mentioned like that. Okay, no problems. And once it is done, you have to compare two things. If user data or maybe users user dot get password is equals of user data dot get password. If it is equal, user data dot get password, if it is equal, then only you have to write a if or else. So if it is right, then return the home page. Return the home page. If it is not right, return the error page. I hope you understood. Return the home page and return the error page. So you have a home page, but you don't have a what is going to happen? It is going to check in database this, and this repo dot find by user ID. Based on this user ID, it's going to check on database. Whatever database you mention here, where is the properties files? This properties files, you have mentioned some database property, YouTube database having a username table. In this username tables having a user ID and password correct, then only it's return the user data. Maybe user ID is available, but password if you match, if it is correct, then only you send to the home page. Otherwise you can send to the error page, because this data is not available. Okay, I hope you understood. So for this you have to create one more error page. So go to this and create one file and give here error.html. This one created. Whatever you have in home page, copy this and put inside this one page, and you have to say only one things. Remove this green, color is red, and you have to say sorry, please enter correct user ID and password. Please enter correct user ID and password. So this page is also ready. Okay, this page is also ready, and of course your database is running on, so you don't want to worry about it anything. Okay, error.html, home.html, login.html, everything is running on. Go to this page, come back, refresh it. Our application having some problems, it's right. Okay, stop this, again run your application, go to run, There is a Spring Boot. Here's the problem. Something is happened. I will check what is the problem is happened. Problem is like error creating bin with the name user controllers. Unsatisfied dependency expressed through the field repo. Nested exception is creating a bin with the name user repo defined com.app.repo defined JPA repository enable. Oh my god. Okay, no problems. So maybe you go to this, and here you have written private user repo, and this is the repo. So okay, it's fine. You are doing auto add. So private user repo, and you have a user repo also. So public interface user repo extend JP repository user string user find by user ID. It's also right, no problem. Go to your user class. User class also having an entity. You have a user ID as a ID also. It's also fine, no problem. This one is YouTube. Okay, this one is also fine. Here red colors. This is the error page. Okay, user repo is also fine, no problems. But in controllers it's saying something problems. Okay, no problems. So private, I will make it auto add auto add. So automatically user repo private repo, and once you use this dot repo dot find by user ID, and you are passing the user ID, it's listen user data. Once it is returns, you have to do this. Any problem? I think now no problems. It's happened. If it is happened, we will clean it and update it. Okay, error creating with the bean. Again this problem with user controllers. इसका बिन क्रिएट नहीं हो रहा है यूजर कंट्रोलर का. User controller is a class. In this class having a one bean of private user repo, or inside this required field I want true to true, and this is the user repo. User repo is an interface. Okay, it's also fine, no problems. User having a also ID, it's a string user ID with a problem. Okay, problem is not, I think not a problems, but it's given like something is happened. This is the post mapping user login, it's also working fine. Okay, once you done it, you got it the user ID and you check this if it is available, compare it, and then after send to this. Based on that, close everything. Close everything, and once again just update your project. Go to update project. Update is done. Clean your project. Go to this place, clean your project. Clean also done. Now run your project. Oh my god, it's a 2 times here. Okay, this one is the problem. Go to your entity class. Okay, you can see here you are writing private. This is the user class. Inside the user class you have written private string user ID, US here user ID, password, it's also fine. Okay, or password, go to repository. You have created find by user, US here user ID, string user ID. Okay, users. Okay, fine. And inside the controllers you have created also user ID. Okay, so find by user ID. What is the problem here? No problem. मसरूफे है. Only problem is this one. If you take this one repository, it's not working. If you not take, yeah, do one thing. So go to the main class. This is the main class and try to run here. I don't know why it's given today. Application run failed. Dependency exception. User controller uncertified dependency. Oh my god, dependency problems. Go to dependency. I will check dependency also. 4.005 2.544. Automatic dependency here. Everything is fine. MySQLs, Lombok, everything is fine. No dependency problem. No dependency problems. If you go to this place, you have to annotate. This is the repository. Okay, this is the user ID, password. ID is available also. All are constructors. No are constructors. Data, entity, tables. What he want here? Everything is fine. Okay, do one thing. Comment this. If you given problem, comment this. Comment this. Now no problem na? Now try to run it. Let's see what is going on. Oh my god, this is the only problems it's happened. First time it's happened like that here. If you are okay, so when you call this repo, you have to import it. So first remove this repo method. Okay, fine. And one more thing, remove this one also. Now you are relaxed and don't compare anything, just write true. Okay, Control Shift O, save it and run this application one more times. Now if you give a problem, then I will kill you. My application is running on. Okay, my application is running on fine. Sometimes it happen guys, no problems. Don't want to worry about it. Login successfully. Okay, but no problems, I will solve these problems. So what I have to do is, we have a user class also, user id, user id, find by user id. Okay, so first what you have to do, you have to call one methods like repo dot find by id and pass user id. That's it. Okay, once you got it, next option, here you have to write user dot get password, user dot get password dot equals user data, user equal to user data. Have to change the type also. ठीक है, optional. So once you got it, okay, so directly can't get it. So what you have to do, user data dot get equals user data dot get user data dot get password. If you compares, if it is right, then only you have to go forward. So this is the things I have missed optional. Because of this, it's given some problems. So hey guys, you need to understood everything. I hope whatever I am doing mistake in this video, through this you learn it. Don't going to the ego, don't going to the frustrations. You have to spend the time, then only you learn more and more about the project. Why I am spending too much time here? Because if I spend the time here and I teach you perfectly, then only you understood clearly. Now I hope you have cleared all the doubt and you enjoyed. Now our application is running on. Go to this place, or here you can enter prince 12345 and try to log in it. It's saying sorry, please enter the user ID and password. Go to your database and see automatically one table is created. Just refresh it. You can see in this one table is created users. You don't want to create it. And table is created, there is no data. Here you can put prince is a user ID and password is 12345 and just apply it. Finish it. So one record is added, prince is a user ID and password is 12345. So apart from this, if you go to this page and if you give anything and if you try to log in, it's saying sorry, please enter the correct user ID password. Even if you give correct user ID but wrong password, you going to the sorry, please enter the correct user ID password. But if you get correct password 12345, then only you are able to log in. Congratulations, you are logged successfully. So this is the concept I want to teach you, and from my side I have done everything. And if you want to enter some more, so you can also write prince 123 and here you can use the password 123. So for this also apply it, apply and finish it. So one more record is added for user ID and password. You can go to, your application is running on, go to your application, enter 123. This is not this password, so you can say sorry, please enter user and password. If you enter 12343, or if you enter password is correct 123, then only you are able to log in it. So this is the concept, and I hope you understood each and everything. Okay, so whatever I teach you, if you understood, please like, comment and subscribe my video. Don't forget it. Thank you so much guys. Bye, and we will meet next video with registration form. How to develop the registration forms I will teach you. Thank you so much guys.